Good evening, and I've never had this before, so I'll focus on this. Did you guys ever think in life, how hard it is and how everything is just seems to be unfair in life, and you guys just ever think, what would it be if life was easier? That's a genuine question. What would it be like if life was just all round easier and not as hard as people, make it out to be? Would it still be as exciting? Or would it be like too giving, Would it be too giving, too sort of open and easy and nothing feels accomplished? Well, because everything becomes easy, And if everything becomes easy, then where's the real fun in all this? Because the real fun, I believe, comes from the difficulty. Comes from overcoming challenges. That's the most important thing out of all. And if people can find that, and then they can definitely make it better. So, that's just food for thought. Thinking about just the hardships of life. But, sometimes people like to justify it, right? They like to mystify it, justify it, make it more reasonable sounding and all this and all that. People tend to do that. Like a lot. And I think that's okay. I think that's alright. Whatever makes your life more vibrant, is what matters the most. It's not about, oh, this and that, oh, you can't have vibrancy. As long as it makes it vibrant. As long as it makes you vibrant. I think that's what matters the most. So if you want to justify things, that's okay. But, if you don't want to justify it and you like your life as, mild and as unassuming as possible, that's also great for you. You don't really have to make your life vibrant if you like your life more plain, more even, more spacious.
Spike planted.
But that can also mean a lot of things. You like your life a little bit with movement, right? I feel like in my life, the way that I see things is more vibrant. It's more open. It's more, colorful. It feels more vibrant that way, and I like it that way, because it just gives you more of a beautiful outlook of life, that vibrancy, and I like it a lot because I like colors. I hate drawing, coloring colors, but it is beautiful. It is nice. And, sometimes it's just not the way that people want it because, well, vibrancy is kind of... It's hard, right? You see a lot of these terrible things, terrible news and all that, and then you just really wonder, is there a point in vibrancy when there's like so many like terrible things in life and all this and all that? And to that I'll say, I guess somewhat. Might not be everything, but there is a little bit, a tiny bit.
All missiles away.
So, a little bit of vibrancy here and there. But, sometimes it's just not about the vibrancy. Sometimes what matters is about your soul. How you see things, how it happens, things that come to be, I think that it's all about what you can see from your life that matters most. Not just about what you assume life may be. Because sometimes we don't really understand that life is just one big variable. Right? Life is just one big variable, and we don't often understand how interesting life is. We don't understand how just expansive life can be. So, just food for thought. Most of these are just food for thought. It's nice to think about these a lot more than it is to really just apply them, because applying them is as hard as it goes.
30 seconds left.
But sometimes things matter. Sometimes things happen that way. And I think it's okay. I think it's good that things happen that way. Because
Spike
life
down,
is...
B.
Well, there's a lot to think about in life. There's a lot to really just feel
10 seconds
in
left.
life, And what I love about life is that
Last player standing.
life is just unassuming. Life is just one big variable. And that's okay. So, just a little bit more of a food for thought here. I keep saying this because, you know, I just want to think about it. Just think about it. Just really look and see just what the hell all of this is, what the hell all of this means to you. It doesn't have to, listen, if you're basing your means off of what everyone else thinks, off of this and off of that, well, number one, why are you doing that? And number two, you should be looking for yours. Because validation is fine and all. Validation is great, right? Until it stops being great.
All missiles away.
Until it stops being the things that people care about.
Spike down.
And then it becomes
A.
worse. So it isn't really about how do you use this. Oh! Okay, that's how I use it. So, you know, I don't think... You can do this? That's interesting. So, you know, I don't think it's about what people find. Oh, no, this validates me more. This... Hey, if it's internally aligned with you, then that's great.
One enemy remaining.
But if it isn't...
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Excuse me.
Flawless.
If it isn't, and you're just doing it just because, well, then... One day you're gonna realize you wasted a lot of time. If you're searching for validation, you know, and it comes from within you, you're gonna realize, oh, it's not, you know, a waste of time. I like validation. I like this and that. There are certain people who like that, you know, and we can't really discriminate them. Because, well, there's many kinds of people in life. There's many unique people in life, and we can't discriminate people for how they want to live their lives. Except for when they harm others. But validation really isn't about harming others. Validation is more about what you seek, you know? And that's okay. That matters. That's the thing that helps people. You know? So, you know, I'm searching
Territory. My rules.
right now whether there's enemies. Oh my god.
Spike down. B.
So, you know, I'm just searching for stuff.
Spike planted. One enemy.
There we go. Nice. Alright, so, you know, it's just about what you see in yourself. What matters to you is what should be thought about. Not about other people's validations. Not about other people's, you know, stuff. I did not want this skin. So, when you look at this life now, right, you still might not change anything. Like, I know that for sure. You still might see your life the same way you see it before. I know that for sure. I'm not gonna try and change it. It's just food for thought. Just for something for you to, you know, just think about. And, oh, and thinking about. What is Bandit? Hell no.
Cutting through.
So, you know, thinking about. I think there's a lot about studying in general. I feel like there's a lot that people don't really just understand about studying. You know, here's what I would like to call inherited educational norms. And I feel like those kinds of inherited educational norms are what people think studying is. Studying is, oh, you gotta perform, you gotta do this, and you gotta do that, and you gotta put him in the... You know, and I don't think that's studying. I think that is just educational, inherited norms that doesn't matter.
Live munition.
You know?
Last player
Oh, I
standing.
didn't stop in time. It was a blue shooting error. It's inherited educational norms. Studying. What studying really is, when you say, oh, you know, I'm studying a person, you're observing them. That is real studying. You are observing people. So when you're thinking, oh, how do genius kids just not study? They don't do nothing. You know, I asked them. They're like, I don't look at notes. I just listen to the lectures. I listen to the teachers, and then I just get it done. It's just that easy. And you're like, how? Simple. They use real study, the real definition, the true definition of studying, the true definition of observing. They listen, then they let their minds process without trying to force an outcome. They just listen, and that is the most important thing. You can't do neither of that if you constantly focus on, oh, I got to study, I've got to do this myself, oh, that's unfortunate. You know, you won't be able to do anything if you're constantly looking to improve yourself with outcomes that you know is not gonna happen.
One enemy remaining.
You know that for sure now. Oh wait, I stole that kill. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Pizza mozzarella. But you know, you can't do any of that. Did I get a phantom? Oh, that's a cool skin. I've never seen this skin before. It's a cool one. I haven't played this game in a long time. Can you tell? But I just when I really found out what studying was, it completely changed the way that I see classes now. I just go in, I listen, I take notes if I need to. If I really just need to, you know, want to assure that I remember, I just take notes. That's it. Other than that, I'm listening and I'm actually retaining information, which is the most incredible thing of all. How do you use this? I have no idea. And that is so awesome. That is so cool. The fact that you can just do this. You know? I like it. I like it so much. Ah, damn it. I like it so much. Just the act of studying is so good because the real act of studying is as if you are observing a person. It's as if you are just looking. Just looking. You're just listening and you're observing and you're like, it's as if you're playing a game. Like when I found out that's actually how you should be studying, dude, my grades, my grades, dude, my grades, because a lot of people, what they assume studying is not studying. You know, what they assume studying really is inherited educational norms, and that
Spike
is
down,
not
B.
right. Inherited educational norms is what people think performance, you know, grades,
30 seconds left.
assuming that if you don't get it when they're teaching you, you're not paying attention, and if you're not paying attention, you suck ass and you're shit, which is not true. If you
Last
can't
player
retain the
standing.
information, it means that you're not shit. It means that you're studying, you're still observing. You
10
won't be
seconds
able to
left.
get someone's full character just by looking at them one time. You can get 30%, 50%. That's great. That's already great. And it takes time as you layer, as you go back and reread, rewatch, you know, revise on topics and this and that. That is what you need to think of studying. A lot of people say, oh, you gotta get good grades, you gotta get A's, you gotta do this. I have that too. I have that too from my parents. And I realized that's not the way, you know, that's not the way. That is inherited educational norms is not studying. I'm placing my foot down and say that is not studying. That is inherited educational norms and it sucks ass. It doesn't make you actually study, it makes you perform. That's how they set you up. That's how they always set you up. You know, and I hate that a lot. Because that is the truth. The truth is they set you up to work at 9-to-5 jobs for you to perform. It is not studying. It was never studying in the first place. So don't assume that it is. Okay, well, I got grabbed. It was never studying in the first place. Studying, the act of studying, is so relaxing. The act of studying is so simple. True studying is just about observing, listening, and allowing yourself to focus on what you want to focus on, what you wish to learn. That is the most important thing about studying. It's not what people think. It's not you sitting down on your desk forcing yourself to study because you're a hypocrite, because you're a procrastinator, because you're this and that. It's none of that. Studying is none of that. Studying is the act of doing, of learning, of listening, of observing. It is not you sitting down. Notes doesn't matter. Notes is temporary. It's just for you to retain information. You're just testing yourself on what you can retain. Doesn't mean that if you don't retain 100% of what the lecturer says, that you suck ass. Doesn't mean that. Just means that you are normal and you just have that, and that is okay, and that's fine, you know, because people don't really think about it often. They don't think about it too often, you know, and I think that's okay. I think that's fine. You know, so it's okay if you feel like you can't study, you can't focus. The main point of studying
Spike planted.
is to put in the attention to learn, to listen, in your lectures, in your classes,
I'll handle
and
this.
that's about it. The act of studying is not about focusing so hard to the point where you don't even understand what you're learning about.
Enemy remaining.
That is not the point of studying. That was never the point of true studying. That was the point of inherited educational norms. What your parents told you, what your teachers told you, what your lecturers told you are here to set you up to be able to perform in 9-to-5 office jobs, to make sure that you become a slave in society and work in office jobs. That is not what we're made for. We are made, as tough as it seems, we are made to work with agriculture, in things that actually matter, instead of working in office jobs where our backs are basically broken and we receive no sunlight whatsoever. Both are miserable, depending on how far you take it. I'm not saying that one is better or the other. I'm saying both are terrible, but office jobs is also quite terrible because people set you up. The educational system oftentimes sets you up for the 9-to-5 slavery jobs. And that's not what you should be doing. That was never the point of real studying. Real studying is about actually observing. Observing. That's the thing that matters more than anything else. It is observing. And once you realize this about the world, about everything, it has become so much easier. So much easier to learn, so much easier to actually focus on things that matter to you, on things that actually makes sense. You know, that's the things that would matter.
Last player standing.
So you know, it's part of what it is.
One enemy remaining. Spike
Or did I-
down mid.
Where? Oh. So it's part of what, you know, when you really just think about it. It's just about he knew. When you really think about it, it was never the point of trying so hard where you lose
Last
the
round
fun.
in the half.
The fun. Life is supposed to be fun. Who says life isn't supposed to be fun? Society gives you the idea that life is supposed to be a 9-to-5 job where you slave off and you work up and you get insurance and then you get all this and you get all that. Listen, yeah, you're supposed to get insurance to ensure that you actually are okay when you get into any deep shit whatsoever. That's fine. Yeah, you know, insurance is important. But you don't have to think about it. If you can get it now, go ahead. Just save yourself some time and go ahead and get the insurance done. But if you can't do it right now, just have fun. Do things that matter to you. Do things that actually makes sense in your life. Right? I'm not saying do drugs. I'm just saying whatever you're thinking of doing, just do it. Except for things that might harm you or others. Don't do that. Do things that you know, make sense to you, like hobbies, art, creation, science, studying, history, like true studying. When I say studying, I mean
Spike
true
planted.
studying. It's not about inherited educational
will
norms
not
where you
kill my
perform,
ally.
where you get grades, where you put yourself up to a thing that doesn't even make sense
Last
to you.
player standing.
We are not robots. We are not supposed to perform. We are supposed to ensure that the things, the actions that come out of our hearts is true. And that's not
Switching
performance.
sides.
That's not blind performance. That is performance by heart. That is true performance. That is performance with you giving everything that you have. That is what performance means. The true art of it all. You see, art is in everywhere. Art is in science. The art of science. The art of history. The art of everything. Art is in everything. And so is science. The science of art. The science of this and that. Everything coexists together. Everything is basically a balance of one another. Now, when you tip it into the extremes, you get peaks. You get the opposites of one another. And I've explained this in another video, but I've said it again. Happiness, the peak of happiness is you laughing until you cry. The peak of sadness is you crying until you're hysterically laughing, right? So those are the peaks. Those are what you should be watching out for. Those are the things that will get you into trouble. You go too far into a peak, you don't know how to balance things properly, you will fail. And that is not a statement. It's a promise.
Spike planted.
It's a promise that you gotta watch out for. It's a promise that will harm you.
All
your
missiles
day-to-day
away.
life, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. So you know, when you really think about it, oh my god, I can't even aim. When you think about it, you want to have fun. Games were created in the first place for you to have fun, for you to do things that you care
Last
about,
player
for
standing.
you to actually
One enemy
enjoy
remaining.
the world itself.
Time to jump.
As you have responsibilities like everyone else, that's great, that's fine, but you should learn to enjoy your life. Who says you can't? Your parents? Really? You're gonna focus on your. Oh, my parents said I can't have fun. I don't care if your parents say you can have fun. Don't have fun. At some point, you're gonna be old in life. At some point, your parents are gonna die. Are you really gonna live by their rules? I'm not gonna say whether their rules are boring. I'm just telling you. If you're really just using parents as a protection, the protection to live your life because you feel like, oh, I'm going against authority. I'm going against this and that. Why are you living by your parents' rules? At some point they're gonna die, bro. I gotta be honest. At some point they're gonna die. There is no point to keep them forever. They're there for stability, and that's that. That's it. They're just there for stability. Once stability is gone, it's when you have proper stability. It's when you can focus. It's when all this matters more. That's when you can stop focusing on your parents' rules, because at that point it will be inherited. It will be a part of you. And that's what matters. You know? That's the entire thing that matters the most. I got a feeling he's this way. Watch this. He's gonna come from this way. And he's gonna appear in 3. Okay, I'm gonna reload. He's gonna be right here. Oh, he got me. I didn't realize there was a what do you call it, a long schlong there. But if you learn to
One enemy
just
remaining.
live your
Team
life and
Ace.
enjoy the game as it is, you will learn that a lot of things set by society is fucking bullshit. Okay? I don't know what society has thought, but when you look back at all the old history shit, yeah, some of them were clever, you know, like all these ancient machines and historical technology. They were all cool as shit. But then you realize those people were not made by people of authority.
Through.
The people of authority, I heard there was just some fucking prince, some fucking king or whatever. He made women gave birth because he wanted to watch. Like the reason why women laid on their backs as they gave birth is the reason why. Like he wanted to watch. That is the entirety of what he is. You know, it's not anything else. And then slowly it became a norm, and then slowly that became the thing that happens, which is insane. One flying? Where? So you know, when you really just think about it, who the fuck gives us this rules? We need moral ethics. We need right and wrong, and that's it. We don't need you to dictate how we live and how we enjoy our lives. That is not the way.
One enemy remaining.
That is not the way at all. We should live and enjoy our lives responsibly, and we should live and enjoy our lives with care, without harming others. I don't care what religion you have, as long as you're not harming anyone. You're cool, bro. I don't care what kind of religion you have, as long as you're not harming anyone, as long as both of them have consent, as long as this and that happens. I don't care. There's a lot of religions that are stupid anyway. There's a lot of religions that are good. You know, there's so many religions, there's so many this and that. Who the hell cares about rules? As long as you're not harming others, as long as you're not doing something that just makes you a liability and makes others become hateful of you and hatred and all this and all that, you're fine. You don't have to be like, oh man, but I have to live by this rule. Okay, if it's a rule you really set for yourself, you wouldn't be so confused on it. You know, you wouldn't be so confused on it. And I'm not trying to say, oh, rebel on your parents. Parents who don't allow you to challenge them in a way that makes your mind, work, makes the gears turn, are parents who don't approve of autonomy. I said it. Yeah, you can say, oh, what does this guy know? You know, this guy is spouting bullshit. This guy is saying this. I don't trust this guy. He's not even your parents. You see, when they use the "he's not even your parents" line, that's cheap. That's cheap, right? That's freaking cheap. That is not what... You see, this is what happens. Parents who don't even have the technology, the linguistics to actually explain properly why you shouldn't listen to strangers on the internet. They just use, oh, you're not a fucking parent, how fucking it is. Weak, cheap, doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's just... You start to realize just how freaking stupid some of these are. Then you start to understand there's more about the world and what it is and what it just really means. You know, and a lot of this isn't good. A lot of this isn't, oh, you know, this is the rule of life and this is it. Look back, if you study law, there are some fucking stupid laws. There are good laws, a lot of good laws. There are some fucking stupid ones too. It's just ridiculous, right? If you're taking everything so seriously in life, you'll never learn to live your life. You'll learn to perform your life over and over again, wondering why you're so exhausted, wondering why you're so tired of your life, because you're continuously performing. You're not living. Living doesn't require you to perform. Living requires you to... God damn it. Living requires you... Uh-oh. Living... Oh, where has she been there? This is cool. Oh. Living requires you to do much more than you are.
Spike down.
What? Living requires you to let yourself be vulnerable. That is what it means. No matter how many times you lose in the game of life, whether your spouse cheats on you, whether your significant other cheats on you, whether you don't get this opportunity, whether people don't like you, whether this and that. First of all, remove contempt. Remove self-hatred. You cannot begin to change yourself, to improve yourself for the better, if you always use self-contempt, self-hatred, anger as your main energy to move on, to fuel, to move on. You cannot begin to change and improve the way that you wish. You can only begin to improve. Oh, I'm dead. You can only begin to improve once you have removed the self-hatred, the self-contempt. And how do you remove that? It's simple by nature. But is it simple in practice? No. It's simple by nature. You gotta stop thinking that you're that you're the mistake.
One enemy remaining.
You gotta stop doing that, okay? I have a lot more to expand on this. I'm really sad that I'm ending on this, but I'll see you in another video or whatever if I'm gonna continue this. Alright, bye-bye.